Audrey Hepburn wasn't just a movie star, she was a movement. You're watching Only the Icons. I'm your host, Vince Atkinson. Let's dive right in.
How do I look?
In an era of bombshell blondes and over-the-top glamour, Audrey Hepburn showed up with big eyes, a soft voice, and a kind of elegance that felt effortless. She didn't just change fashion, she changed what it meant to be an icon. Have you ever noticed that when Audrey Hepburn is on screen and she's playing royalty or an aristocrat, it almost seems too easy? Well, there's a reason behind that. Stay tuned to the end and I'll explain why. We're breaking down how a shy girl from wartime Europe became one of the most beloved legends in Hollywood history.
How do you do?
Audrey Hepburn was born in 1929 in Brussels, Belgium, and despite the fairy tale image we associate with her today, her early life was anything but magical. During World War II, Audrey lived in Nazi-occupied Netherlands. Food was scarce, fear was constant. She suffered from severe malnutrition, an experience that permanently shaped her health and her outlook on life. She later said that surviving the war taught her compassion and that compassion would become one of her defining traits. Audrey originally wanted to be a ballet dancer. She trained seriously, but after the war, she was told that she was too old and too physically weakened to become a professional ballerina. So she pivoted. She began modeling and acting in small roles in Europe. Then in 1951, everything changed. A French novelist personally selected Audrey to star in the Broadway adaptation of Gigi. Audrey had never been on Broadway before. The show was a smash hit. Hollywood immediately took notice. Within 2 years, Audrey Hepburn went from unknown actress to leading lady.
Didn't I tell you this is a lovely place?
In 1953, Audrey starred opposite Gregory Peck in Roman Holiday. She played a runaway princess, charming, curious, vulnerable, and the world fell in love. Gregory Peck famously insisted her name be placed above the title alongside his. He knew what was happening. Audrey won the Academy Award for the Best Actress for her very first major role. Let that sink in. First major role, first Oscar. Hollywood had found something new. At that time in Hollywood, glamour, curves, true sex appeal, as we traditionally know it, was the thing. Audrey brought something new.
I mean, any gentleman with the slightest cheek will give a girl a $50 bill for the powder room.
She was slim, short-haired, natural. She wore black turtlenecks, ballet flats, oversized sunglasses, and suddenly, that was beauty.
The most sensible approach to true understanding and peace of mind.
Designers loved her, especially Givenchy, who became her lifelong collaborator and close friend. Together, they created some of the most iconic looks in film history. The little black dress in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Legendary. Audrey didn't chase trends, she became one. By the late 1950s and 60s, Audrey Hepburn was everywhere. Funny Face, Sabrina, Charade, My Fair Lady. Each role showed a different side of her. Playful, intelligent, elegant, human. But Breakfast at Tiffany's cemented her as a cultural icon. Holly Golightly was complicated, fragile, independent, and unforgettable. Even decades later, that image of Audrey with a cigarette holder, pearls, and coffee in hand remains one of the most recognizable moments in cinema history. Behind the scenes, Audrey's life, well, it wasn't perfect. She struggled with anxiety, insecurity, and complicated relationships. Fame never came easily to her. She once said that she felt uncomfortable being idolized because she saw herself as deeply flawed, and maybe that's why people loved her even more. She wasn't untouchable. She was real. At the very height of her fame and acclaim, she did the unthinkable. She decided to step away from it all.
This town's finished for me, at least for a while.
She made a few more films, choosing family and personal fulfillment over constant fame. And then, in the later years of her life, she found a new purpose. Audrey became a goodwill ambassador for UNICEF, traveling to some of the poorest regions in the world. She visited children suffering from hunger, disease, and displacement, and she didn't just lend her name, she showed up. She later said, "This work gave her life meaning in a way Hollywood never could." The child that once was hungry during the war had come full circle. Audrey passed away in 1993, but her legacy is enduring. She remains a symbol of grace without arrogance, beauty without excess, fame without ego. She proved you didn't have to be loud to be powerful or flashy to be unforgettable. Audrey Hepburn wasn't just a star of the time, she was a star of all time.
How kind of you to let me come. Delighted, my dear.
I mentioned earlier that Audrey seemed very comfortable playing royalty or aristocrats on film, and that may be because her mother was a baroness. Her grandfather, I should say, was a baron, and her great-grandfather was a count. She was indeed born into aristocratic circles, so it probably came very natural for her. What star would you like to see me investigate next here on Only the Icons? Please drop it in the comments. I'd love to do an investigation for you, and we can all enjoy it together. All of us here at the show would like to thank you for watching. We can't do it without your support. Until next time, make it a great day.